Imagine this. You walk into a room and bam, the smell of chocolate hits you like a warm hug. You just can't resist, right? And here we go. Get ready to dive into the delicious world of dairy milk chocolate, where the magic happens at a mind-blowing scale. 350 million bars sold every single year. That's nearly a million bars a day. But let's get serious for a moment. How did dairy milk become the chocolate sensation that has millions of people hooked around the globe? Is it the creamy, smooth texture? The rich, comforting taste that makes you want to dive into a bar the moment you hear that crinkle of the foil? Or maybe it's the fact that you can't just eat one piece. No, you've got to have the whole bar. In this story, we'll take you from the tropics where cocoa is grown all the way to your local store shelf, where that shiny purple wrapper is waiting to brighten your day. So sit back, unwrap your bar. We know you have one handy. And get ready to indulge in some sweet history, tasty trivia, and a whole lot of chocolate love. And trust us, the journey of that chocolate bar, it's more exciting than you think. Sweet beginnings. Alright, let's hop in a time machine and go way back. Before chocolate bars, before fancy truffles, and frankly, before anyone knew how to make chocolate as sweet as it is today. We're talking about the Aztecs and Mayans who were sipping on something called xocolotl. Now, don't get too excited. It wasn't the creamy, sugary hot chocolate we love now. Fast forward a few hundred years, and Europeans finally figured out how to turn cocoa into the sweet, creamy chocolate that we can't get enough of today. Thank goodness for that. Enter 1905 and the genius of Cadbury. They thought, why settle for just good chocolate when we can make it better? So they did what no one had done before. They added more milk. Not just a little, but a lot more. Suddenly, chocolate wasn't just rich. It was creamy, dreamy, and downright irresistible. Enter dairy milk, and the world of chocolate was never the same. But Cadbury wasn't just good at making chocolate. They were marketing geniuses. In the 1920s and 30s, they slapped their iconic purple wrapper on buses and trams. And, just like that, dairy milk went global. From India to Canada, everyone was on board. Cadbury didn't just make the same chocolate everywhere, they made it better for every place. So, next time you unwrap a dairy milk, know you're not just indulging in a treat, you're savoring a piece of history. Cheers to over 100 years of smooth, creamy joy. Dairy Milk Magic Facts. So, we've come a long way from bitter ancient drinks to the creamy goodness of dairy milk, right? But wait, Cadbury's not just about making delicious chocolate. They've got some wild stories that'll make you look at your bar of dairy milk in a whole new way. Let's dive into a few fun facts that'll blow your chocolate-loving mind. Did you know Cadbury didn't just create chocolate, they invented the first heart-shaped chocolate box? Back in 1861, Richard Cadbury thought, why not make love extra sweet? And boom, the heart-shaped box was born. Thanks, Richard. Oh, and here's a fun one. Cadbury once owned the color purple. Yep, their own shade, Pantone 2685C, used on dairy milk bars. It was their purple until a court battle with Nestlé, but don't worry, they still rule the chocolate kingdom. Speaking of royalty, did you know Cadbury was the official cocoa supplier to Queen Victoria? In 1854, they got the first royal warrant to make chocolate for the Queen herself. Talk about royal treatment. Fast forward to today, and Cadbury is the second largest chocolate company in the world, with over 70,000 employees in 50 countries. So yeah, they've got a bit of a global chocolate empire going on. The journey begins. Alright, let's take a trip to the tropical paradise where the magic of dairy milk begins. Imagine lush green forests and warm sunny days where cocoa trees are living their best life. These trees are like nature's candy factories, producing huge pod-like packages filled with cocoa beans, your future chocolate bar's secret ingredients. The adventure kicks off in the Cocoa Belt. That sweet, cocoa-filled zone right around the globe between 20 degrees north and south of the equator. We're talking about places like Ghana, Nigeria, Brazil, and let me tell you, these beans aren't your average cocoa beans. These are premium, top-shelf, hand-picked beauties. Only the best of the best make the cut. The farmers are like cocoa bean detectives searching for the perfect pods, just the right size, shape, and color. If a pod doesn't pass the test, no chocolatey goodness for it. After these beans are harvested, they go through a little spa treatment, fermenting and drying, which helps bring out the rich flavors that make dairy milk the smooth, creamy treat we can't resist. Once these cocoa stars are picked, they're packed up and shipped off to Cadbury's factories. And just like that, the humble cocoa bean is ready to take a sweet trip to becoming the velvety dairy milk chocolate we all know and love. The journey from farm to chocolate bar is officially on. Milk and sugar preparation. Now let's talk about the other key ingredient, milk. Cadbury's cows are living the dream, roaming in wide-open fields, munching on fresh grass, and getting all the attention they deserve from the farm staff. These cows are treated like royalty, ensuring they produce the freshest, creamiest milk. And don't worry, the process is smooth and stress-free for the cows. They're basically the stars of the farm. Once the milk is collected, it's quickly whisked off to Cadbury's high-tech factories, where it's stored in huge tanks to keep it fresh. Did you know that it's the combination of smooth, fresh milk, the finest cocoa beans, and just the right amount of sugar that gives dairy milk that irresistible flavor? This perfect blend creates the creamy, dreamy taste we all know and love. And let's not forget the sugar. Cadbury gets it from two places, sugar cane and sugar beet. About 80% of it comes from sugar cane, which thrives in warm, tropical climates, while the rest comes from sugar beets grown in cooler areas. The sugar from both gives dairy milk just the right amount of sweetness to balance that rich cocoa. Cocoa beans, clean and roasted perfection. Now it's time to roll out the red carpet for our cocoa beans preparation. First things first, we give them a good, thorough cleaning. These beans are fresh from the farm, so they need a little tender, loving care. Think of it as a mini spa day. Scrubbed, polished, and totally purified. We're talking no dirt, no twigs, no surprises. Just the pure, unblemished cocoa that will soon become your favorite chocolate. After they're sparkling clean, it's time to get the beans into the roasting chamber. And this isn't just any roasting, this is a perfectly timed, expertly controlled process that transforms these humble beans into rich, flavor-packed chocolate magic. The roasting time and temperature are dialed in just right, depending on where the beans came from and the exact flavor we're going for. It's like crafting a chocolate masterpiece, where every minute counts. As the beans roast, something incredible happens. The heat works its magic, caramelizing the beans' natural sugars and bringing out all those deep, complex flavors. Suddenly, those beans start to smell amazing. Think roasted nuts, a dash of spice, and a little bit of sweetness, all blending together like they were meant to be. The entire factory smells like a chocolate lover's dream. It's not just roasting, it's flavor developing. And by the time the roasting is done, our cocoa beans are no longer just simple seeds. their aromatic, flavor-packed cocoa, ready to take the next step in their chocolatey journey. The process has unlocked the full potential of each bean, giving it that signature deep chocolatey taste that makes dairy milk so irresistibly smooth and delicious. It's like they've just had a glow-up from basic beans to beautiful cocoa, ready to make your taste buds do a happy dance. Blending and refining. Alright, now it's time to bring all these delicious ingredients together and create something truly magical. After the cocoa beans have been roasted to perfection, we bring them together with two very important ingredients: milk powder and sugar. The milk powder is the secret to that creamy, luxurious texture you can't get enough of in dairy milk. It adds a smooth, milky sweetness that perfectly complements the rich cocoa flavors. And then there's the sugar, which does more than just add sweetness. It's the balancing act. The sugar rounds out the flavors, making sure that the cocoa's deep, bold taste doesn't overwhelm. It's like a perfectly choreographed dance, where every ingredient knows its role to make sure the end result is just right. So, once the cocoa liquor, milk powder, and sugar are all in the mix, we blend them together using massive rollers. But this isn't just any blending, it's serious business. The rollers work their magic, pushing the ingredients together in such a way that they form a smooth, homogeneous paste. This part is crucial because we want everything to blend seamlessly, creating a mixture that's not only smooth but velvety. But we're not stopping there. Next up, refining. This step is all about getting rid of any little rough bits and making sure the texture is as smooth as possible. The mixture is finely ground to reduce the size of the cocoa solids, making every bite super silky and giving you that melt-in-your-mouth feeling. We're talking about reducing the particle size to the perfect, almost invisible level, so you'll never feel any gritty cocoa bits when you take a bite. By the end of this process, the cocoa, milk, and sugar have come together into a beautiful, uniform paste that's as smooth as, well, dairy milk chocolate. Every detail is finely tuned, ensuring that when you finally take a bite, it's a perfectly balanced, creamy, melt-in-your-mouth experience that's worth every delicious moment. Smooth conching. The conching process is the stage where chocolate goes from rough to refined. Once the raw ingredients are mixed together, the chocolate is placed in a conche, a specialized machine that kneads and aerates the chocolate mass for hours, and sometimes even days. The conche's continuous motion ensures that the chocolate is not only kneaded, but also aerated, which is crucial for developing the smooth, velvety texture we love in high-quality chocolate. First, conching breaks down the cocoa butter crystals, which is essential for achieving that silky mouthfeel. Without this step, the chocolate would have a gritty texture that's far from the smooth, melt-in-your-mouth experience we desire. During this time, the cocoa solids and sugar particles are continually ground down to finer and finer sizes, helping to eliminate any roughness in the chocolate's texture. Secondly, the process of conching helps to intensify the chocolate's flavor profile. As the chocolate is kneaded and aerated, moisture is slowly evaporated, which causes the flavors to become richer and more pronounced. The initial bitter notes from the cocoa are smoothed out, while the natural sweetness from the sugar and milk comes forward. This allows the chocolate to develop a more complex, well-rounded taste. By the end of the conching process, the chocolate mass is no longer raw or rough, but has become a glossy, smooth substance that is ready to move on to the next stage of production. Measured tempering. Once the chocolate has been conched to perfection, it moves on to tempering, a crucial step that ensures the chocolate has the ideal texture, finish, and stability. Tempering is a controlled process of heating and cooling the chocolate to specific temperatures, which encourages the cocoa butter to form stable crystals. These stable crystals are what give chocolate its glossy sheen, smooth texture, and satisfying snap when you break it. The process begins by gently heating the chocolate to a high temperature, around 45 to 50 degrees Celsius, to melt all of the cocoa butter, cocoa solids, and sugar into a smooth, homogeneous mixture. This step ensures that the chocolate is free from any lumps or impurities and is fully liquefied. After that, the chocolate is carefully cooled down to a lower temperature, typically between 28 and 29 degrees Celsius. Once the chocolate has cooled, it's reheated slightly to about 31 to 32 degrees Celsius. This final heating step ensures that the chocolate is at the perfect working temperature, making it ready for molding or pouring into molds. The temperature control during tempering is incredibly precise. Even a small deviation can result in a dull finish or uneven texture in the final product. Shape crafting. Once the chocolate is perfectly tempered and in its smooth, silky state, it's ready to make its way into the molds. And this isn't just any mold. But pouring the chocolate into these molds is an art. The molten, glossy chocolate flows like liquid gold, seamlessly filling each mold with the perfect amount of chocolate. But wait, we're not done yet. After the chocolate is poured, we need to make sure there's no sneaky air hiding inside the molds. That's where the vibration comes in. The molds are gently vibrated, like a little chocolate massage, shaking out any trapped air bubbles that might cause imperfections. The result? A smooth, flawless bar with no voids, no bubbles, just pure silky chocolate, ready to set in its perfect shape. This gentle vibrating process ensures that every Dairy Milk bar comes out looking as smooth and perfect as the last. Once the molds are free of air bubbles, the chocolate is left to cool and harden, setting into the familiar shape we all recognize. And just like that, the chocolate has gone from molten magic to perfectly molded bars, ready for the next steps in the process to get wrapped up and shipped out to you. Taste testing and quality control. Alright, before Cadbury Dairy Milk hits the shelves, it undergoes a pretty serious taste test. Don't worry, no one's snacking on the job. A team of expert taste testers carefully evaluates the chocolate's flavor profile, making sure each bar hits that perfect, smooth, creamy note that's made Cadbury a household name. They're looking for that ideal balance of sweetness and richness, so when you bite into your bar, it's basically a little moment of chocolate heaven. Once it passes the taste test, phew, it's always a win, the molds are cooled, and voila! Those chocolate bars are solid and ready for the next big step. Wrapping and packaging. Now, onto the fun part, wrapping. The chocolate's cooled and solidified, and it's time for a little makeover. The bars are wrapped up in Cadbury's signature purple foil. Yep, that iconic color that practically screams, quality chocolate here. Automated wrapping machines go to work, gently and precisely encasing each bar in its glossy purple attire. It's not just for looks. That foil's a promise of the delicious, creamy goodness hiding inside. Once they're wrapped up all snug, the bars are carefully packed into boxes, ready for their grand adventure to stores near and far. Whether it's heading down the street or across the globe, every Cadbury Dairy Milk bar gets the VIP treatment. And just like that, the Cadbury magic is ready to be unwrapped, one sweet bite at a time. So next time you're indulging, just know that every bar was packed with care, love, and a whole lot of deliciousness. Sustainability. Cadbury Dairy Milk isn't just about making the best chocolate. It's about making sure that chocolate doesn't come at the expense of the planet. They've got their thinking caps on, and they're working hard to make sure everything from cocoa beans to packaging is as kind to the earth as that smooth, creamy chocolate is to your taste buds. For the past decade, Cadbury's been all about making cocoa more sustainable. They're teaming up with cocoa farmers, helping them grow cocoa in ways that are good for both the planet and the people who grow it. Think of it like making the world a better place, one cocoa bean at a time. It's not just about great chocolate, it's about doing the right thing where it all begins. So, from the cocoa beans to the packaging, Cadbury's working hard to make sure every piece of dairy milk chocolate leaves the world a little bit better than it found it. It's all about balance. Getting that delicious chocolate you love, while also being kind to the earth. Because after all, there's no planet B. But there's plenty of dairy milk. Break time. Cadbury Creme Egg. It's break time. Time to explore new thing. Did you know the process of making a Cadbury Creme Egg is almost the same as making a dairy milk bar? Let's crack into this egg-citing comparison. From start to finish, both Cadbury Creme Eggs and dairy milk bars share some key steps in the chocolate-making journey. But while they start the same, their paths diverge in the sweetest of ways. Ready for a side-by-side look at how these two beloved treats come to life? Let's go. First, both Cadbury Creme Eggs and dairy milk bars begin with the finest cocoa beans. Sourced from around the globe, these beans are roasted, ground, and transformed into that signature smooth, creamy chocolate. Just like dairy milk, the beans are roasted to bring out all the rich, deep flavors we love, then melted down and tempered to perfection. Here's where the two treats split paths. For dairy milk bars, the melted chocolate is poured into the iconic bar-shaped molds, while for creme eggs, the chocolate is poured into egg-shaped molds. Both are carefully tempered to ensure that glossy sheen and satisfying snap, but for the creme egg, the molds have to take on a whole new role, holding something very special inside. While the chocolate hardens and cools in both molds, the dairy milk bars are just about ready for the next step. But the creme egg has a twist. It's not just about the chocolate shell. The magic is about to happen inside. Once the shell is set, the Cadbury creme egg gets its gooey, sweet filling. To create that gooey center, Cadbury mixes sugar, fondant, and a dash of chocolate magic for a smooth, yellow filling. It's piped inside the chocolate shell, giving the creme egg its signature gooey goodness. After sealing, the creme egg cools and firms up, locking in that sweet yellow magic. Meanwhile, dairy milk bars cool and prep for wrapping, both treats getting their glossy, perfect finish. And now for the final touches. Dairy milk bars are wrapped in the iconic purple foil, a promise of the smooth, creamy chocolate inside. The creme egg, on the other hand, is sealed up with a fun, colorful foil wrapper, hinting at the deliciousness hidden within. Both are then packed up and shipped off, ready to bring a little joy to chocolate lovers everywhere. So, while both Cadbury Dairy Milk bars and Cadbury Creme Eggs start with the same high-quality ingredients and similar production steps, it's the sweet magic inside the creme egg that makes it truly one of a kind. Whether you're enjoying a dairy milk bar or cracking open a creme egg, you're experiencing the same chocolate magic, but with a fun, gooey twist. No matter which Cadbury treat you choose, whether it's the silky, smooth dairy milk or the gooey, indulgent creme egg, both are made with the same love for premium cocoa. Each has its own unique charm, delivering that signature Cadbury magic in every bite. Enjoy the delicious journey, one chocolate-filled moment at a time. And there you have it. The epic journey of Cadbury Dairy Milk. From its tropical cocoa beginnings to the moment it melts in your mouth. We've traveled the world, met some expert buyers, and even peeked inside the factory where all the chocolate magic happens. And as much as we love chocolate, and let's be real, who doesn't? Cadbury's making sure that our favorite treat is also treating the planet right. So next time you unwrap a Dairy Milk bar, just remember, it's not just the chocolate that's sweet, it's the journey too. Thanks for joining this chocolatey adventure. Now, go ahead, grab a bar, share it with someone, or not, we won't judge, and enjoy the deliciousness that is Cadbury Dairy Milk. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fun factory secrets. And remember, keep it sweet, keep it sustainable, and keep it Dairy Milk.